Hello, everybody, and welcome to Texas Tea, the only talk show where we not only talk about whatever we want, have random talks on random days, but we have a little bit of drinks with us as well. And once we have a little bit of people filing in, we'll get down to today's topic, which is going to be D&D 1. And the very they're making with it. Well, yeah, but it is stupid. Do you not think so? You were just talking about how you thought it was stupid beforehand, were you not?
Yeah, but stupid is a strong word. But yes, it is very disappointing. The decisions they're going towards now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep getting a little pop-up here because I'm trying to, advertise our stream real quick, but, OBS getting pissed off at me saying that I'm slowing down our stream. I know. Stop popping it up so I can stop slowing down our stream and get this shit done as quick as possible.
Why? And what's the break?
I wouldn't know what to tell you.
Nope. Another day, another die.
But, yeah.
Oh, look. Yeah.
You got all sorts of little things filing in. Hey, we got 2 viewers online. Alright. So, that should be enough self-advertising. So now let's actually get down to business. Tigrim, you were bringing to my attention the strange decisions that the newest Unearthed Arcana that came out was making, including completely and utterly changing how to make characters for the new 24.
Characters.
And it says that it's using both the new rules that are coming out in 2024 and using the ones that came out back in 2014.
Yeah, but how do you integrate bold?
I wouldn't know.
You have to. Exactly, you have to pick one. Yeah. Are we going new or are we going old?
So, let's see if I can't pull this up on screen really quick. The document is the first in a series of Unearthed Arcana. This document is the first in a series of Unearthed Arcana articles that present material designed for the player's handbook coming out in 2024. The material here uses rules in the 2014 player's handbook, except where noted. Providing feedback on this document is one way you can help shape the next generation of D&D. Tell them it sucks, Tigrim.
I actually have. They've already sent me 2 surveys, and I've actually said that it sucks, but I said it much lighter than that.
Okay. Inside, you'll find the following content. Character races, character backgrounds, starting languages. That makes sense. That was something that 5th edition didn't really have. Starting languages. You kind of just got one language, and then you had to decide the rest of them. You didn't really get starting languages beyond that.
No, because that was all in the Dungeon Master's guide, the languages. But in the monster manual and all those guide and all that had extra languages.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of interesting things in here that I agree with, and a lot of stuff that I do not agree with whatsoever. So, let's look at the feats. We've got the rules glossary as well. And a note that says it's Unearthed Arcana, saying that this is not the finals draft, so don't expect it to be the final draft. Character origin overview. Creature type, size, speed, lifespan, special traits, ability score bonus, skill proficiencies, tool proficiencies, language, feat, and equipment. Your race and background together help bring your character's backstory into focus as they distinguish the character from other members of the same class. For example, two characters might both be members of the fighter class, but one is a human guard and the other is a dwarf gladiator, bringing two different. That's just common sense.
Yeah. Background.
Combination of race and background. What else? Races. Human? Let's see. Found throughout the multiverse, humans are varied as they are numerous. They are relatively short-lived, but they strive to achieve as much as they can in the years they are given. They are skilled pioneers and artisans. They are builders of nations, roads, cities, and ships. They strive to secure their place in the world and in the annals of history by creating art, amassing wealth, making laws, and questing for immortality. Their ambition and resourcefulness are commended, respected, and feared. Humans are as diverse in appearance as the people of Earth, and they have many gods. Scholars dispute the origin of humanity, but one of the earliest known human gatherings is said to have occurred in Sigil, the torus-shaped city at the center of the multiverse, and the place where the common tongue was born. From there, humans could have spread to every corner of the multiverse, bringing Sigil's cosmopolitanism with them. Interesting.
All it is they steal everybody's idea and they want to be everybody else.
Let's see. Humanoid. Resourceful. You gain inspiration whenever you finish a long rest. That's interesting. Skillful. You gain a proficiency of one skill of your choice. Versatile. You gain a skill. That's cool. So they keep the feat.
Mm-hmm.
But they also give you that inspiration thing, which is...
They take away your normal human. That's the problem.
They mix it with the variant human, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Ardling. Ardlings are supernatural beings who are either born in the upper planes or have one or more ancestors who originated there. Their bright souls shine with the light of immortal beings who call the upper planes home. An Ardling has a head resembling that of an animal, typically one of virtuous associations. Depending on the animal, the Ardling might also have soft fur, downy feathers, or supple bare skin. The Ardling's celestial legacy determines the animal it resembles. An Ardling gains a measure of magical power from their celestial legacy, as well as the ability to manifest spectral wings. An Ardling's moral and ethical outlook is self-determined ancestry. The celestial legacies are as follows. Exalted. The fierce passions and the wondrous nature of the beastlands call the Ardlings who have the exalted celestial. Their celestial ancestors are heroic champions of the chaotic good planes. Heavenly. The blissful harmony of Arcadia. The unwavering justice of Mount Celestia, and the bucolic paradise of Biotopia touch the souls of Ardlings who have the heavenly celestial legacy. Their celestial ancestors are staunch defenders of the lawful good planes. Idyllic. The idyllic celestial legacy connects Ardlings not only to the Beastlands and Biotopia, but also the eternal compassion of Elysium. Their ancestors are paragons of kindness who hail from the neutral good planes. Okay, so these are like your beastkins, but you mixed with Aasimar.
Yep.
Beastkin mixed with Aasimar. That's interesting. That is a very strange way to do it. So exalted ones are cat, eagle, goat, or mule. They get thaumaturgy at first level, Divine Favor at 3rd level, and Lesser Restoration at 5th level. The Heavenly are Elephant, Owl, Pig, or Stork. They gain Light at 1st level, Cure Wounds at 3rd level, and Zone of Truth at 5th level. The Idyllic are Bear, Dog, Raven, and Toad. They gain Guidance at 1st level, Healing Word at 3rd level, and Animal Messenger at 5th level. They also gain Angelic Flight as a bonus action. They can sprout spectral wings for a moment and fly up to a number of feet equal to your speed. If you are in the air at the end of this movement, you fall if nothing is holding you aloft. That's interesting. You can use this bonus action a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses. So from the way this is worded, it sounds like you can run 30 feet and then use Angelic Flight to move another 30 feet.
On your bonus action?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta save that, but yeah.
On your bonus action.
Yeah. So you get 2 movements. Just like instead of using your action, you can use your bonus action.
Yeah. So you can sacrifice your movement to take 2 attacks, and then just use the bonus action to move.
Yeah. But this is your opportunity to play an animal for those people that like to be animals.
Yeah. And then you've got your Dragonborns. They're nothing too fancy about Dragonborns. Draconic ancestry. You've got your black, blue, brass, bronze, copper, gold, green, red, silver, white. All with their usual connotations. Blue and brass being lightning. Black being acid. Blue and bronze being lightning, my bad. Brass being fire. As well as gold being fire. And red being fire as well. So you have 3 different skins that are fire. You have silver and white that are cold. You have copper as acid, and you have green, which is interesting. The only thing that I never really liked about poison, fucking everything has a resistance to poison.
But it's not just that. With all the new releases and all the dragons, why don't they add the gym dragons and stuff?
Like, I feel like I'm not even exaggerating when I say everything has a resistance to poison.
Yeah. Demons, devils.
You know?
Dwarves. Yeah. You name it. Majority of them have it. Undead.
It's just nuts. Like, what? At that point, why even have it be a thing if just everybody resists it? Just say, this sucks, and it only takes half damage. You know?
Pretty much. You should have a warning on it. Be warned, play Green Dragon, and you won't get the same feel as playing the others.
Yeah. Dwarf. You've got your obvious things. They're short.
But they're obvious. But look, there's no extra races in there. It's just dwarf.
Yeah, it's just
no more hill. No more. Yeah, there's no more sub races.
You don't know. They might add sub races later.
I think that's it.
They got the short bearded dwarves. Simple shit. They got dark vision up to 60 feet. They've got dwarven resilience, that resistant to poison that I was talking about. Your hit point increases by 1. Hit point maximum increases by 1. Increases by 1 again whenever you gain level thanks to dwarven toughness. You also gain Forge Wise. Your divine creator gave you an uncanny affinity for working with stone or metal. You gain a tool proficiency with 2 of the following options of your choice. jeweler's tools, mason's tools, smith's tools, or tinker's tools.
Yep, no more alcoholics.
Mason's tools are good. Mason's tools are good. I don't know about jeweler's tools. Smith's tools are good. Tinker's tools are decent. Stone cutting. As a bonus action, you gain tremor sense. Holy shit, so you can, even when you're blind, you can feel shit, kind of like Toph, for those of you that have seen Avatar.
But there's a little more to it.
You gain tremor sense with a range of 60 feet for 10 minutes. You must be or touching a stone, such a surface, to use this tremor sense. The stone can be natural or worked.
See,
You can use this bonus action a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. And you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Stone cutting is still pretty good though. Like that's really cool. Like it makes sense too, you know?
Yeah. You have the elves.
You can kind of game the system with that though too, because it says you must be on a stone surface or touching such a surface, so that you could just carry a piece of stone flooring with you and just always be able to.
I don't know. I think that we restricting it more to a castle or a cavern or a mountain.
I know, but the way it's written makes it very easy to take advantage of, you know?
Yeah. Loopholes.
Because technically you can just have a piece of stone flooring with you in your hand at all times, and that would count. And you could just always have stone cutting on and never be fucking surprised because, hey, I'm always touching stone.
Yeah, but it says the touching part.
That's kind of like with the rock dwarf, or the rock gnome, I should say, with the rocky terrain bonus. Remember our friend Norm that would put rocks in his shoes so he'd always have the bonus?
Yeah. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, something similar to that.
Outside the box. Think outside.
Yep. The range of your... Okay, for elven lineages, this is interesting. You've got the drow, which lets your range of dark vision increase to 120 feet, which is pretty legit. The high elf, which lets you cast prestidigitation. That's not very helpful. Detect magic is helpful. Misty Step is also very helpful, so the other two are very helpful. Wood Elf, your speed increases to 35 feet. You also know the Druidcraft cantrip, and then at 3rd level you learn Pass Without a Trace. See, both the Drow and the Wood Elf are looking like they've got better stuff to me than the High Elf. It seems like they kind of fucked over the High Elf this time around.
Yeah, you're just gonna replace the cantrip.
Yeah, prestidigitation does not really help at all.
No.
They keep their Fey ancestry, keen senses, and trance. Wait, they have keen senses again? That's fucking awesome, dude. They haven't had keen senses since 3.5. Here are the gnomes. The gnomes. What do the gnomes get? Dark vision up to 60 feet. Gnomish cunning. Advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throw. And gnomish lineage. Let's look at the gnomish lineages.
Only two.
You know the minor cantrip. Minor illusion cantrip. you can also cast the Speak with Animals spell with this trait. You can cast it with the trait a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. You can also use any spell slots you have to cast the spell. And Rock Gnome, you know the Mending and Prestidigitation cantrips, which Mending's good, but Prestidigitation, again, does not do much for you. They really fucked over the Rock Gnome this time around. He used to be really good. Halfling Brave, you have advantage on saving throws to avoid or end the frightened condition on yourself. Halfling Nimbleness, you can move through a space of any creature that is a size larger than yours, but you can't stop there. Luck, when you roll a 1 on a d20 of a d20 test, you can re-roll the die, and you must use the new roll. You have proficiency in the stealth skill. That's kind of cool. Orcs.
Yep.
What do orcs have? Adrenaline Rush. You can take the dash action as a bonus action. If you do so, gain a number of temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus. So it's second win, kind of.
Yep.
Dark Vision, up to 60 feet. Powerful build. One size larger when determining your carry capacity. You can push, drag, or lift. Cool. Relentless Endurance. When you are reduced to 0 hit points, but not killed outright, you can drop to 1 hit point instead. Once you use this trait, you cannot do so again until you finish a long rest.
It's like the samurai fighter.
Mm-hmm. They're making orcs into a natural samurai.
Mm-hmm. We meatheads and barbarians, not samurai.
Tiefling. The Abyssal Tiefling. It doesn't seem to... So they're just talking about... So there's only 3 different kinds of tieflings right now. Versus like the 7 different kinds of tieflings from before.
They're just taking away everything and making it simplified.
Yeah.
If you're noticing a pattern, they choose which races have more than one sub-race.
I like the build. I like the build your background thing. That seems kind of cool. Abyssal Tiefling gets resistance to poison once again, and you have the poison spray cantrip. They also have Ray of Sickness and Hold Person. The Chthonic Tiefling has resistance to necrotic damage. The Chill Touch cantrip, False Life, and Ray of Enfeeblement. The Infernal Tiefling has resistance to fire damage. They gain the Firebolt cantrip, Hellish Rebuke, and Darkness. So now let's take a look at the build a background set. Ability scores. When you determine your character's ability scores, choose 2 of them and increase one by 2. And the other one by 1. Alternatively, choose 3 ability scores and increase each of them by 1. Ooh. Skill proficiencies. Choose 2 skills. Your character gains proficiency in them. Tool proficiency, 1 tool proficiency. Alrighty. Choose a language from the standard languages and 1 from the rare languages table. And then they have little examples. So basically they want you to be a bit more creative and start building your own backgrounds. Because they do have some here that you can just take and have on your own. But they
already took the old ones.
Yeah, they're the old ones. But like I'm saying, they want you to learn how to make your own sort of, you know.
Yeah. Two, one, two skills and two proficiencies or languages or one of each.
Alrighty. So now that we've gone over the majority of it, what do you think? What are your opinions on this? Because we've pretty much all we have left are the feats.
Who cares about the feats?
And to be fair, there's not much to feats.
Nah. Self-explanatory with the feats. You just pop it in there, just like any other time you become a level 4 or whatever.
Oh,
In my opinion,
here's an interesting rule. An interesting rule. Rolling a 20 automatically succeeds regardless of any modifiers to the roll. Rolling a 1 automatically fails regardless of any modifiers to the roll.
that is what
So,
sure does.
so instead of how it used to be where it depends on the situation, now it's period. Rolling a 20 wins. Period.
Yep. So instead of just being your attacks, now it is your skills, saves, and whatever else.
The only thing it says is you do not bypass the limits such as range or line of sight, but you do succeed on anything that is considered possible, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It bypasses bonuses and penalties. So there's nothing. So even if a dragon has, like, let's say, plus 23 to its armor, well, fuck you, I rolled a 20, so, you know.
So even with those weak characters that don't have a heavy modifier, you still got a chance to still make that hit.
I like that, because it makes characters like rogues a lot more useful, because before you couldn't really do much against bigger creatures because it's just their armor class is too high.
That's why they give you advantage.
Well, yeah, but even then it didn't really work because it's just even when you hit 20, your modifier's just not high enough, you know?
Yeah.
That's what kind of sucked about it. So, what is your opinion on this?
But they took away everything that all the generations and years into D&D and just completely making a new game.
You think they're oversimplifying it? That's what you're saying?
I'm saying they're making it a whole new game.
So you don't think
it's all the other...
No. You don't think it's D&D anymore, then?
It is D&D by the name and by the titles, the races, and
yeah,
whatnot, but with the tradition of 5 generations, then no, it's not the same anymore. Now it's simply just it's letting the player be players instead of being players anymore.
Well, that's technically what happened between 3.5 and 5th edition too, to be fair though.
Yeah. And so they're making the same mistake again.
So 3.5 to 5th edition. The reason why I'm jumping and skipping over 4th edition is because nobody played 4th edition. Nobody played it. We all know that. Right?
There's a couple out there, but I haven't.
Yeah, nobody played 4th edition. 4th edition wasn't very good. But like I was saying, 3.5 to 5th edition, there's always that kind of thing where, even with their card game, this is something that pisses me off with the card game that's made by Wizards of the Coast, Magic the Gathering. There's always a rotation. With everything that Wizards of the Coast makes, there's always a rotation. You can spend X amount of dollars on something, but if you wait too long to use it, well, it's out of rotation. You need to buy a new one.
And that's what's happened.
Um, but what I do like about this, at least I like what they are saying about this is going to be the last time that happens. Like
They
this,
say
this,
that.
this is the last version of D&D, is what they're saying.
Well, look at all the other editions. They consider all those playtesting. Every time we're just fixing it on the flow. This time it's just satisfying the players instead of actually satisfying the DM.
Yeah, that seems to make sense.
It is. Now instead of just your race is what gives you your modifier, now it's your background. Why couldn't it be both?
I don't
Why does it
know.
have to be strictly the background? And for all the other editions, it was your race they give you the modifier. With the new editions coming out, it's like, we'll just give you some 1-1-1 or 2-1, and you put those where you want. But why? So you're saying a bird has a really strong strength? No. He needs a really strong dex to fly. So, boy, he needs to be ambidextrous. So now you're taking that away. Or a fey creature, they should have a very high charisma. But now a player's just going to turn around and be like, I want a really good wisdom. But that's not the whole point. It's not what it was meant for. It's literally just like, hey players, you want to play D&D? Yeah? Okay, here's your character sheet. Put your numbers where you want now.
I mean, there is sort of rules to it. I get what you're saying. That does make sense. You do have a valid argument, but it is still somewhat limited. And what I would do with those rules, even though it says that it doesn't have to be that way, what I would do with those rules is I would have you specify like why you have these specific, bonuses. Why isn't it just some
So then you're
random
homebrewing
whatever?
it. So
It's
then you're homebrewing
it's
it.
not really homebrew though. It's a part of the rules. It's just making a justification for it instead of just being like, "Oh yeah, no, put it wherever you want." Justify why it's there. You know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying, but then that requires session 0, which most people just turn into a seat episode 1, or let alone actually get to talk down with your players. But how many people actually do that nowadays? So instead of just doing the standard array stats, and you're saying to get the standard array, but I need to hear the rest of your numbers. So your 1-1-1 or your 2-1.
Right.
But with all the new books that came out in these last, I guess, 2 years now, 1 year for surely, you add all those races that are new. Now you're taking them all away and only going back to the core races. What happened to the gem dragons and all of the other races? What was the point of buying all those books?
Yeah. I get you.
The only plus is they're trying to combine all platforms into one. Minus part is with the individual uh, consumers and producers and everybody has made a living off the coast. Now they're trying to take it all back. So it's like there's the good and there's the bad. Because what they're doing is all those people that get paid to draw maps, you don't need that anymore. Now they're just gonna just give you the virtual tabletop, which you could have got that on anyway. 20 or
And you still can though.
use their system.
You still can. Uh,
Yeah. I said there's some plus and minuses. Just they're taking business away from the others just to make sure they take away all the open copyrights, which is still going to be there no matter what. Somebody's still going to write material out there.
Right.
But they're just making it harder for you to go to Roll20 and be like, hey, Roll20 can draw your map there.
Well,
Well,
to be fair,
sure, you
Roll 20 is in like a legal gray area too because they're making money off of shit that's not theirs.
know. Okay, well then what about Foundry? Beyond is going to make a very similar system to Foundry, which you make one payment and it's yours forever. So now you don't need that anymore.
I guess you could see it as a similar way to that. I'm not too sure what to say on that.
All I'm saying is
That
they're
is an
taking,
interesting
you
way of looking at it, though.
know, taking away businesses from everybody else. Just taking it all back. Which is nothing wrong with that, it's their company. But I think they realize the damage they're going to be doing to other people. And when that happens, they're just going to switch to Pathfinder.
Right.
You know,
Maybe this is just one of those things where we're finally starting to see the death of Dungeons and Dragons. Maybe D&D is no longer the king of tabletop.
I don't think so. I think it was, but once they started selling and selling and selling, all it was money, 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 and not actually giving a crap about people's feedback. That
Right.
was the whole good thing about the original first two editions. The first two editions, you could have contacted the producers and got feedback with them. They would even took your ideas in consideration and even put that in their own book and gave you credit for it. Or whatever. They would, you can call their personal phone number. Like, hey, I got a question for you. They answer. They ask you, what did you do different? How did you fix the problem? They to the next edition, or third edition. But all of it was criticism and they put it in there. But nowadays, with technology going the way it is, and granted now we're stuck at home, more of us. Now instead of just focusing, this is a group thing to interact in person, is going to strictly do it all online, which which is okay. But the problem is you're not giving the opportunity for people to grow. You're saying characters shouldn't die, or if you automatically get a 1, you fail, or automatically get a 20, you pass. But what about God characters? What about when you're essentially trying to roll a story and a player's like, I'm going to attack him, but now you're trying to encourage the player to just do what they want, and the DM is like, now you just accept it? I understand, and people are going to say, but I get that. D&D is you just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But again, then it's not D&D.
I can see what you're talking about. At that point, you are kind of making your own game.
Exactly.
Well, this was a really great talk and a wonderful first episode. I do hope everybody that did wind up joining us had fun. I will see you all next time, along with my co host, DM Grimm, whenever we decide to have another random talk on a random day.
Hell yeah.
Bye bye.